Alright, me again. It's the weekend and I told you guys I was going to get a buddy of mine down here to help me sort out all this computer stuff and all the IT, try to get all the automation worked out. And we've had actually really good success. He came down and we worked all day yesterday and about half a day today. He's fixing to head back in a little bit. But we got two new little pieces of hardware up there. The one on the left is my Bitcoin node. I'm gonna be official mining guy now. They say you shouldn't mine if you don't run a node. So I've got a node going and I've got my little bit axe mining through it now. We sorted all that out, so that's working good. It's on a Raspberry Pi running Umbrella. And the one next to it, that's my Home Assistant software. We're going to try to bring all this stuff into Home Assistant. I've got 3 solar assistants right now for the 3 different locations. And hopefully he's going to do his magic and bring all that in and get all the charts right and the graphs right and the visuals. So far, he's managed to get everything out here reading, and it's an enormous amount of information. And he's brought all the miners into it, and we've had great success with the miners from the standpoint that you notice right now I got some running. I'm down to like 15% battery, but yeah, it'd be sunny tomorrow, so we'll just let them crash out, I guess. Being he's an IT guy, he made me label everything, so now we know which IP address all of them are. And we found a firmware. It started out, because I had heaters, and I think I told you guys the other day I'd come up with a little heater solution and managed to get that going. Little piece of pipe, just in and out, and I screwed in a single 110 water heater element into it. So each miner, it would just run through there to preheat the water. And that was my plan, to have one for each one so I could still control turning the water on and off individually to a miner. And I was going to use the new power over there to run them and hook them to some Wi-Fi breakers. But we discovered something in our quest yesterday. It seemed like a long battle with no progress till right at the end, and then it all kindly broke loose all at once. We were trying to figure out why we couldn't get the Vanish to work. We tried to get brains on there, but it turns out there's just something weird about the S21 Plus Hydro, and I don't know, nobody's firmware seems to really work right. Brains wouldn't ever boot up. So the only way you can run it on Brains was to flash the operating system onto a SD card, put it in there and let it run off that SD card. We never could even locate it in the system, get it to come up or anything after we did that. So we tried the Vanish, we tried the online updater for it. It said everything's great, everything's fine. You could go through all the menus and everything, but it wouldn't ever start, said it couldn't initialize the boards. Okay, so then we started going through downloading just all kinds of firmware that we could scrounge up from anywhere. And it was almost by luck we got firmware on one and got it to boot, and I was like, okay, great, finally a starting point at 4 in the afternoon. But when it booted up, we could tell by his ability to read the logs accurately, knowing what all that technical stuff means, and looking in the actual Antminer stuff, it was like, well, it looks to us like board number 3 is just not starting. It's got a temperature problem. So I had 3 of them that were down. We put that firmware on each one of them, and it looked like the same problem on all of them. It was the inside board closest to the power supply, which makes sense the way the water's feeding into a header. You would think it would feed the one closest to it best, but that's not really what happens. It deadheads down here, and these two get better water than this one. And I guess between me trying to baby the water on and stuff. You know, I've overheated them a few times. I guess that would be the board that overheated, more than likely. So then we were like, well, I wonder if I can just snatch that board out and snatch a good one out of another one. And turns out it works fine. So we were able to take, out of the 3 that were down, we got 2 of them going again. And now I have 1 that's down and all 3 boards are bad in it. But I'm going to send that to that guy that fixes them and get that one back. Well, then at that point, the software, the firmware that was in there, it was a much older firmware, and you know, it didn't act quite the same. So I was looking to try to walk it up, and I couldn't find the firmware that came on it. The FR-1.4 something, I just couldn't find that. So we found a FR-1.23, and we put that on there, and it came up and everything looked normal, and I was like, all right, we found it, we got it. So I put that on the 2 that we'd worked on. Well, then this morning we were starting them up, trying to label them, get everything labeled correctly at Home Assistant and the IP addresses. And we had turned one on, and we were working on the laptops, not paying attention, and I turned around and happened to look, and the green light was flashing, and I was like, I think it's mining. And I went in, pulled up the web page. Sure enough, it was mining just away, just happy as can be. And I'm like, well, that ain't right, because my water temp's 58 degrees. There ain't no way that thing's mining. You know, reached over here, grabbed the line, just like now, 110 degrees. Thing's mining away just as happy as can be. And I thought, well, that must be a fluke. Must be something kind of weird with that machine or whatever. Well, as we're going along, the second machine that we had fixed and put that firmware with the .123 on it, it came up and started mining too. So we looked at each other at that point. I'm like, listen, I'm starting to see a pattern here. And so, well, they all have that on them now. Okay, all the new firmware they came with, that's gone. Okay, 123 fires up, don't care about the water temp, just runs. No vanish, no brains, no nothing. It fires up and runs. I was like, that's awesome. That's phenomenal. That's what I've been looking for. Something finally that doesn't care about incoming water temp. And then we got them all drug into Home Assistant. And sure enough, he tried to turn them on and off, ramping them up and down, and boom, works. It's crazy. It's like magic, you know? You hit the little thing low and it just goes zzz. I was like, that's awesome. So now we've just got to build all the little, what do you call them, automations, so that we can look at the sun, look at the state of charge. And because they're in groups of 2, we'll be like, okay, if we got X amount of sun and X amount of state of charge, just go ahead and bring one bank on. You know, put them on medium, let them run. Then when the sun comes out a little more, ramp them on up, bring on a second bank. So this looks like it's going to happen. We're going to get this worked out, and that's going to increase my mining profitability greatly and save me incredible hours of time, because as you guys know, my plight with the water cooling, it would take me an hour or 2, sometimes 2.5 hours to get them all started, just manually tweaking the water. So now this firmware, God bless whoever wrote it, because it just fires up and runs, and that's fantastic. So we're in a pretty good spot now. I've only got 119 left up here. I'm gonna send out my S21 and get that one fixed, and then I'll be back to my original setup with all the S21s on the top shelf, the S19s on the bottom shelf. And the S19s seem to like the Vanish firmware. They run like a sewing machine with it. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'll just leave the Vanish on the 19s. And we are learning in Solar Assistant, they show up different. Ones that have Vanish actually have a slider for like the power. You can slide it, which is pretty cool, but the Antminer firmware doesn't have that. It just has like low, medium, and high. And So, but that'll do for what we need. I mean, pretty much, because they're on individual banks that we can control. That Home Assistant found all my Wi-Fi contactors, all my Wi-Fi breakers. It pulled in like 200 and something things into the list. I'm like, I didn't even realize I had that many. But it's all good. And now the little node's working, and now we're at the process where we need to bring in all the data from the other solar assistants and get all the little automations, get the little screens and graphs. And then I think he said he's going to put like a touch screen in the house that'll feed out all the data that we can make modifications from and everything there. Well, if we could do that, that'll free up a whole lot of time to get more solar panels in. But that's it. I just wanted to run through that real quick with you guys and bring you up to speed. See, he turned these off just a few minutes ago in there, but you notice the green light stays on. They went to sleep. He just put them to sleep. That's awesome. That's great. I had doubts that I would ever see the day that we could pull that off, but that day's here. Fortunately, my buddy come down, and he's hiding in the corner over there. He just don't want to be on camera, but we got it going. That's my buddy. That's Brad. Everybody say hi to Brad. And so I'll keep y'all posted on the progress, and maybe we'll have a sunny day here pretty soon, and I can show the automation and show how it works coming up and coming down, because it really is a lot. It's heavily involved, and I mean, I'm not computer illiterate and everything, but when you start getting into APIs and Linux and packages and GitHub, that's farther than I want to go, you know? So, but we got her hammered out now pretty good, I think. So that's it. I don't want to ramble on. You guys have a good evening.